I must now fulfill my other obligation to you guys right now. Obviously, my cartoon reviews, which I started recently. Did my review for Batman, the animated series, episode 1 on Leather Wings. Thought that was very fun. But now, guys, we're going to go ahead and transition over to Avatar: The Last Airbender, doing the first 2 episodes, because it's pretty much like a long, hour-long special, introducing you to a lot of the principal cast and things like that. So I was like, you know what, let's just do both episodes. I mean, they naturally kind of flow, so it'll be fine. I'll be sure to post like separate photos for each. But I want to ask you a question now, chat. How many of you have seen Avatar: The Last Airbender? Whether the entire series or a couple episodes or a season, I'm curious. So maybe, yep, Twilight. That was voted on. Miggly Shapling, hello, Miggly Shapling, welcome to the stream. Dog, Twilight is so sappy full of corn. Oh, it is. Oh, so much corn. Yeah. It'll be good. Be a review. Protector King saw the whole series. Nice. Yeah, I mean, kind of give you a background for myself. This is probably it's in my top 3 animated shows of all time. It's right up there with Batman animated series and, a lot of other classic Warner Brothers cartoons. I absolutely adore this. It came out during a time when, you wouldn't think Nickelodeon would produce something like this, especially. They would produce, more stuff that is very kid-centric, where this show is dealing with a lot of mature themes. Everything from warfare to genocide, child abuse, physical child abuse, some really interesting things that this series did. It was, very multicultural, incorporated all sorts of different cultures, whether it be Inuit, Native American, Japanese, Korean, Chinese, Southeast Asians, for the most part. It brought so much, and it just had this beautiful animation style. The choreography in this show, guys, is incredible. And the thing I like the most about is the characters, how well developed and ever-changing these characters are throughout the entire series, including the principal cast, the Gain, if you will, chat, the Gain, G-A-A-N-G. See what I did there? With Aang, Katara, and Sokka, and then in future seasons, Toph and things. And then you have the great villains, at least in this season, like Zuko, and how complicated he is. And Uncle R, he is the MVP, right, guys? The ever-changing relationship between Aang and Katara, how they grew from a friendship and a crush, kind of like a one-sided love story until it wasn't. And it was like, oh, this is so beautiful. It's so well told. I absolutely adore this series. If you have not watched this, guys, do yourself a favor and do so, because I'm going to be spoiling the shit out of it. We're going to do a scene by scene by scene by scene breakdown of Avatar: The Last Airbender, episode 1 and 2. Now, guys, in case you just don't know what this is all about, we're in a fantastical setting, which again is influenced by a lot of Southeast Asian and various other cultures around the world. And it's a society where, kind of like ancient society, maybe feudal, where some humans are able to control the elements, including fire, earth, water, and air, chat, 4 elements. But, to keep harmony in the world, there's the Avatar. And the Avatar can control all 4 elements. And you got a he or she, doesn't matter, whoever it is, because the Avatar always returns. When the Avatar dies, they are reincarnated into one of the 4 nations. Whether it be the Earth Kingdom, the Fire Nation, the Air Nomads, or the Water Tribes. He's always comes in a cycle and to maintain balance, chat. But along the way, the fucking Avatar fucked up, and he's been gone for 100 years. No one knows what happened to him, chat. But we got Katara and we got Sokka. Katara, she's narrating this goddamn thing. Katara, she's like, listen, I have all these motherfuckers lost hope. My dad and all the men of my village, they went off to fight in the war. And so it's just my brother and I and Gran and all these other dumb little kids and the woman of the Water Tribe. But my brother and I, we protect them. But I have not lost hope. I believe the Avatar will return and he will save us one day. And then you get the whole spiel. It's like, Avatar: Last Airbender, yay. And then, chat, we cut and we're in a little canoe. And Sokka, we're introduced to Sokka, and he's a bit of an asshole, but he's the best asshole there is, chat, because he's very funny. He's just trying to hunt. He's just trying to get some fish, chat, because people at his village, they're literally starving. apparently none of them know how to hunt at all, and he's like, I gotta get at least a fish for somebody, including me. Katara, we see, she's like, all right, whatever. She's practicing her water bending right now, and she manages to get a fish. She's like, Sokka, look at that, I caught a fish. She's like, shut up, woman, I'm busy. And then, but he's about to go into the goddamn fish shell. His spear pokes the top of a little a water bubble, and the water comes on him, chap. Falls on him, the fish goes back, and he's like, why are you always practicing your water magic? Do I always get wet? And she's like, it's not water magic, Sokka, it's water bending. Didn't you listen to the opening narration? She's like, no, I fucking didn't. And he's like, you know what, woman, why don't you go back there and do what you're best at? And Katara's like, shut the fuck up. Sokka's a little sexist, chap. They got that kind of sibling rivalry. Sokka's like, for the most, I'd say like the first half of the first season, he's pretty sexist, and then he changes completely towards the rest of the show. He's like, he learns that, you know what, I was wrong for being a sexist and misogynist, I apologize. And we see that, he gets his comeuppance, and he learns from it, Chad. See, these characters grow. That's why it works. That's why the show works so well. And then Katara's like, watch out, because they get caught in a current, chat. They're caught in a current, and they have to be careful because they're in a little canoe, and they've got these big old icebergs just ready to smoosh them, just ready to crash into them. And Saki's trying his best to avoid all these things, but he makes a wrong turn, and bop! Canoe gets crushed. Sokka and Katara, they end up on this little iceberg. And she goes like, I told you to go left. He says, don't you sass me. It's like, now we're stuck out here. You're doing your magic. Why don't you just water bend us back to the village, okay? Why don't you just do that? And she's like, you know what? I've had enough of you. I've had enough of your misogyny. I've had enough of your sexism. I've had enough of cleaning your dirty undies with the goddamn, you got the mud butt. The dirt trail down there, you know how smelly your socks are? He's had enough. And Sokka's like, I'm sorry, because when she's getting angry, chat, she water bends. So behind her, there's this big old fucking iceberg, and she's chopping this thing to shit. It's causing tracks. She's like, Katara, look. Katara's like, oh shit. And it bursts open, chat. And they get pushed back from just the little tidal wave they make. And then out pops this other little iceberg. And it's glowing, chat, and there seems to be a large creature and a little boy. There's a little boy in there, and he's got, like, these arrow tattoos, and he's just doing this whole thing, doing this sitting cross-legged. And, Katara goes, Sokka, there's a little kid in there. We gotta save him. And she starts hopping on these icebergs, and Sokka's like, no, don't go near him. We don't know what it is. She's like, forget it. She takes his little club, chat, and she's like, we gotta get this kid out of here. And she starts whacking, chat. She starts whacking all over, like, going at it until it fucking bursts open, chat. This thing bursts open, and a huge light just shoots up into the air. And they're like, oh my god, it's the beam light from every sci-fi and superhero film in the last 20 years. It also does work in cartoons, chat. It's pretty cool. Off in the distance, chat, we see a ship, and we see this one kid who, listen, if Angst had a name, its name is Zuko. And we are introduced to Zuko, chat. He is the son of the Fire Lord, and he's trying to reclaim his honor. He was tasked, like, listen, the only way you're going to come back here, little shit, is you capture the Avatar, okay? I've been seeing 100 years. Good luck. Take your fat uncle with you. And Zuko's like, Uncle, that light source came from something very powerful. I think it's the Avatar. I was like, fucking let it go. You are always angry. Sit down with me. Let's play a card game and drink some tea. He's like, I don't have any time for tea, Uncle. And Uncle's already very, that hurt his feelings. Like, okay. I mean, fine. Listen, you've been disappointed before, Prince Zuko. You've said that you saw beams light all the time. It wasn't the Avatar. He's like, I know it this time. I know it's him, Uncle. Helmsman, go in the direction of the beam. And they go in the direction of the beam, chat. Oh, Protector King, thank you. Thank you so to the 10 biddies. Honor! I need my honor check. If Angst had a name. Yes! That's what he is. Oh, Toph is great. Toph is great. When you look up Angst the dictionary, it would just be a picture of Zuko. That's it. I mean, he got better as it went along, Chad. He calmed down a little bit. I mean, he's always been angry. There's no doubt about that, but he did get calmer as the series went on. But not season 1? No. This is Zuko. No, honestly, maybe even season 2 he's at his angstiest. I had to think about that, Chad. Is Zuko season 1 or season 2 the angstiest he's ever been? Season 3 he calms down, but 1 and 2, ooh. Anyway. Also, fun fact, the voice of Zuko is fucking Rufio from Hook. Dante Bosco, who is a renowned voice actor right now. You always hear him in new things. Very talented, American Dragon. A lot of guest spots in cartoons, been involved with Rooster Teeth. So I like the guy. He's super, super kind. I've never met him, but every time I've ever seen interviews with him, excuse me, Chow, my nose is itchy, got allergies, he always seems very, very humble. So it's pretty cool to see him. Also comes back in the sequel series Legend of Korra as a couple other characters. Now, so we cut back, chat, and we see, we see this little boy. He's getting up, chat, and he's running over the precipice. His eyes are glowing, and fucking Sokka's like, stay back, and then the kid stops glowing, chat, and he just tumbles down. Katara's like, get out of the way, Sokka. She backhands him, chat, and she catches this little boy. And this little boy, he seems so weak. She's looking at him. She's like, are you okay? He's like, tell me something. Can I ask you something? She's like, yeah, anything. What do you want? He's like, will you go penguin sledding with me? And he's like, sure. Penguin sledding? When are you going to go penguin sledding now? And he fucking lifts himself up in the air, Chad. He airbends. And Sokka's like, stay back, Katara. He might be a Fire Nation spy. He's like, no. He's not a Fire Nation spy. He's an airbender. He's like, I'm an airbender. Oh, yeah. And, listen, I just did a little airbending there. It's great to meet you. Let's go fucking penguin sledding. Katara, you're looking cute. Oh, here we go. It's the start of the romance, Chad. It's the start of the romance. Not yet. But I liked it how they cleverly hint at it for the first couple episodes, too. That Aang, he develops a crush on Katara, and it's adorable. And he's like, hey, my name's Aang. Yeah, I'm an airbender. Appa and I. Oh, Appa. Who's Appa, chat? We go ahead. We go behind the iceberg, and there's this giant bison creature. And Sokka's like, can we eat that? That would feed the entire village probably for at least 5 years. A lot of animal fat in there. We can carve weapons. And Aang's like, no, you can't eat Appa. He's a flying bison. Sokka goes, oh, flying tummy. This is Katara, my flying sister. And he's like, this is a good joke. No, like he airbends like I do. It's like, Appa, what? Show them, yip. Appa's like, I'm not doing that. And Appa sneezes, chat, and it gets all over Sokka. He's covered in snot. And again, very humorous beats. Everything that happens to Sokka, hilarious, chat. Because he's sexist and he deserves what he gets. He's rubbing himself on the ice. So get off me. Katara's like, awesome. And Aang's like, hey, Katara asks me, hey, you're an airbender. Can you help me, with waterbending? That'd be really cool. He's like, well, I'm an airbender, and I don't really know waterbending. She goes, that's too bad. And she goes, you know what? Can you take us back to our village? Aang goes, hell yeah, let's go back to your village and see what's what. I will just take him a flying bison, but Appa, he's too tired, chat. He doesn't want to get up and fly, so he's just paddling. He's just paddling along, going back to the village. Aang and Katara, they're having a nice conversation. Sokka, he's just mad about the whole situation, chat. And then, Aang's looking back at Katara. He's smiling. She goes, why are you smiling at me like that? She goes, I didn't know I was smiling. It's so adorable. Even Sokka knows, oh, my God. This kid's in love with my sister already. Whatever. It'll come to fruition in about, 62 episodes. That romance, chat. And then, chat, we cut back to the village. Appa's there. All the kids are looking at Aang as we... Oh, no, that doesn't happen because they all go to sleep because it's very late. It takes a long time to get back to the village. And so Katara goes to sleep. Sokka goes to sleep. Aang falls asleep. We also cut back to the ship of Zuko. And Zuko, he's just angst all in the direction of where he saw that light beam, chat. He's like, honor. Honor's like, listen, calm down. Why don't you go get some sleep that the main character getting right now? He's like, fuck that. I'm just going to keep staring off in the distance, angrily, brooding. And I was like, all right, I'll see you in the morning. And Ira goes, he gets some sleep, chat. Then we cut to morning, and he's having a dream, chat. Well, not yet. He's having a dream. He's caught in a storm. Him and Appa are caught in a storm. They crash into the water, and then we don't know what happens, chat. He activates a thing. He activates his we perceived to be airbending powers or something, right? And it encases him in a ball of ice along with Appa, and that's where they've been apparently for a while. And then, Chad, we cut to Aang. He's woken up. It was a nightmare, Chad. That's what was happening. And Katara's like, Aang, come outside. The villagers want to meet you. Apparently, just carried Aang to the village. Aang, he's fucking just butt naked at this point, Chad. Katara's like, damn. And he's putting on all his clothes, Chad. She's looking at every square inch of that 12-year-old boy. It's like, now, when I say it, it's probably not a good thing. Oh, she's 14. It's still weird, Chad. It's still weird. So he gets dressed. Oh, Cartoon Caleb. Well, hey, Cartoon Caleb, good to see you. Hey, Herman. I came as soon as I heard after the Herman. Oh, you came in for the best part. You came in for the best part. Well, Katara's looking up and down, and she's like, I want that. Mm-hmm. And so he gets dressed. She's a miner's tattoos, Chad. That's what it is. Cartoon Caleb, always a pleasure seeing you in the chat, my friend. So season 2, Zuko's the most angsty. I agree with you. He's angsty here, but season 2, ooh, so much angst. Because he's also really bitter about the circumstances he's living in. And so, she goes ahead and brings Aang out of this little hut, little tent. She introduces everyone to the village. It's about 12 people, and maybe 5 kids. And it's like, so that's Gran. She's my grandmother. That's Sokka. You already met him. These are the, ancillary characters we'll never see again. Here are all the children who will love you, Aang. He's like, hi, everybody. All the children, they just want to play with Aang chat. Sokka's like having none of it. He's like, I hate them grand. You know what? I'm kind of with Sokka on this one. I don't know what to think about this kid. I don't know. And then Aang's like, it's like, oh, Aang, he likes to be a little bit of show off. That's kind of his thing. He's like, oh, here's my staff. And Sokka's like, wow, the staff? What kind of weapon is it? You can't stab anything with it. It's like, this is not used for stabbing, Sokka. This is used for air gliding, for flying. It's like, flying? Oh, like you're flying, Bison. Katara gives Sokka mean look. Don't be mean to Aang, okay? He's going to be my future boyfriend in 62 episodes, so don't worry about it. And Aang's like, here, I'll show you. And he fucking flies around, chat. And all the kids are amazed. They're like, oh my God, it's the first fun we've had in years. We didn't even know what fun is before. We live in the goddamn South Pole. There's nothing here but snow. and like occasionally fish. A lot of salted fish, chat. A lot of smoked fish. There's penguins. And that's about it. That's all we have here. And so they're seeing this kid fly around. He fucking crashes into Sokka's little fort that he built himself. A little watchtower. It looks like shit. Sokka's like, oh, my watchtower. He's all sad about it. And he's like, sorry, Sokka. All the kids love Aang. Grand. He's like, Katara, come on. Okay. Enough of this fun. Katara, you gotta do your chores, okay? You're the head woman here. You gotta wash everyone's socks. And Katara's like, God damn it, Grand. And so she goes off, and Katara's. She went, bye, Aang, I'll see you in a bit. So they go off. And then I think, what happens after this? Oh, yeah, so after some bears playing, Katara's like, okay, Aang, let's go off and have some fun. So Katara and Aang, they go off. Sokka's like, I still don't trust him. And he's like, he wants to train all these little kids for war. And all the kids like, what's war? And Sokka's like, fuck, we're fucked. Sokka's the best warrior in their village, which is not great. But it doesn't matter, chat. Because now we're following Aang, Katara, and now they're going to go penguin sledding. But Aang, he just can't get a hold of one of these penguins. It's just too hard. Katara's like, Aang, hey, if you can help me learn to waterbend, I'll teach you how to catch a penguin. He goes, well, I would love to, Katara, but I only know how to airbend. Hey, I have a flying bison. Hasn't flown yet, but he will. I could take you to the North Pole, where they definitely have waterbending masters. I'll get you your master. Katara's like, done deal, man. Let's catch these penguins. She paws a little fish. She throws it in, and they just fucking swarm him, chat. They tear his little bald ass up. They eat him alive. And that's the end of the series. No, he's fine. They just want the fish. And so Katara and Aang, they get on top of these penguins, and it's a wonderful, very Miyazaki-esque sequence, chat, where they're racing down all these, icebergs and in these ice tunnels and things. Oh, it's so great. Aang's doing all of his air tricks to show off to Katara. Katara's like, you're so cool. I have a friend, maybe possible boyfriend, 62 episodes. And they're all doing that. Until, chat, they stop, the penguins waddle off, and lo, right before them is a frozen Fire Nation ship. And Katara's like, hey, we should not go in there. Grand, this has been here since Grand time, and she's been here for 100 goddamn years. This is one of the first Fire Nation ships that attacked my village. He's like, the Fire Nation ships attack? What do you mean? She's like, you don't know about the war? They asked that question too, I think, at one point. You don't know about the war? And he's like, I don't know. And he's like, Katara, let's go in the ship. Katara's like, I don't think we should go in the ship. It's off limits. She's like, oh, where's your sense of fun? But she says it could be booby-trapped. Booby. And then they go in the ship, chat. They go inside there. They're seeing everything. And then Aang's like, fuck, okay, this is a warship. This is a warship. So what happened? What's been happening? And she said, well, I thought you would know, Aang. We've been at war for 100 years. The Fire Nation has been trying to conquer the world for that long. They're fighting against the Earth Kingdom right now, the Northern Water Tribes. The Air Nomads, they're gone. And she's like, nah. But it's like, Aang, I don't think you were in that iceberg for like a couple of days. I think you've been in there for 100 years. And Aang's like trying to process this. He's 12, chat. So like he's absorbing as much information as he can. But you could tell it's like this is too much for him. It's just too much for him at this point. He's like, I don't know. I don't know what to think. I just don't know. And so he's still in that kind of kid mind. So he doesn't get what's happening. And so him and Katara continue to explore the ship. They trip over a wire, chat. Fucking locks down the ship. Shoots out a fucking flare. It was indeed booby trap. They got boobied, chat. They got boobied. And so Fred Zuko says that's a fucking flare. Head in that direction. And then he uses his little telescope, chat, that he has. And he sees Aang getting Katara out of the ship. He's like, there he is. He's pretty fucking spry in his old age. And Uncle Iroh's like, Zuko, you better be careful, man. He's probably mastered all 4 elements. He's like, I know, Uncle, I know. We'll figure it out. Also, there's another part, chat, where Uncle Iroh is trying to teach just Zuko the basics of firebending, but Zuko, he's so mad. He's so angsty, chat, and he's not doing it correctly. He's like, Zuko, it's firebending doesn't come through your muscles. It's through the breath. That is the power of a firebender. And Zuko just fucking blasts this one guy. He's like, teach me the advanced set, Uncle. Very antagonistic relationship, chat. We really don't see the loving relationship until much later in the season. Like, to here, it's like, wow, okay, he's just treating his uncle very poorly. And Uncle Iroh just kind of, like, mean mugs him. He goes, okay, but I'm going to eat my roast duck. And this Uncle Iroh just begins to stuff himself with roasted duck. Zuko's like, oh, my God. And then, chat, we cut back to Aang and Katara walking back to the village. And Sokka goes, see what I tell you? He betrayed us. He betrayed us. He alerted the Fire Nation. Katara's like, he didn't do that. It was an accident. You know, it's my fault it went off. You know, Katara, just taking the blame. And just like, Aang's like, no, it's not her fault at all. It's not her fault. It was me. I was the one that was it did. And Sokka's like, see, and Katara's like, stop yelling at him. Okay, he's my friend. Stop it. And Aang's like, can I be more than a friend maybe in the future? It's like, we don't know. And Sokka goes, Aang, you're exiled from the Southern Water Tribe. And Aang's like, shit, all right, I'll go. Katara's like, no, that is not fair, Sokka. Grand, make him take it back. Grand's like, listen, I don't want to deal with the Fire Nation. The kid, I think the Airbender better just leave. He better just go on his way. And Katara's like, you know what? Fuck you people. You ice people, I'm exiled too. Come on, Aang, you're gonna find me a waterbending teacher. And Aang's like, Katara, this is not they're your family. I'm not gonna, again, Aang's showing the maturity that we will come to love, chat. He's like, I'm not getting between you and your family, okay? I'll leave. And maybe I'll see you again. And then he gets on Appa, chat, and they walk off. They go off. And then meanwhile, we come back to the village. I think we're also... Oh, are we at the Avatar Returns? We're at Avatar Returns. Okay, chat. So this is going to be one long fucking review. I think we're already in Avatar Returns. I think the cliffhanger was when the booby trap went off. That's weird. It doesn't matter. So, we come back to the village. And Sokka, he's getting ready, chat. He's preparing for battle. He's getting suited up. We cut back to Zuko. He's getting suited up, too, because he sees the village. He knows that we got to go in the direction of the village with those Wada people. And it all gets, putting on their makeup and everything. And then, chat, Sokka's just standing up there looking all, proper-looking warrior. You got to give him that, chat. He has a nice presentation. But then, chat, and this is a very cool scene, out of the mist, you just see this giant ship coming at him. And Charles like, Sokka, get your ass down! And Sokka's like, I'm standing my ground. He would have been crushed, chat. Thank God that was snow. And then the ship, it just fucking hits the village like that, just goes inland. And then Sokka's like pushed back and the snow goes down. The ship opens up and there comes Zuko backed up by like, I don't know, 6 other firebenders. They're walking out there. Sokka's like, this is my moment. I've been comedic relief for the past 40 minutes, maybe a little under 40 minutes. I will be the hero. And he runs up there, and Zuko kicks him, and Sokka falls off the side. And he goes head first, ass sticking up in the air. He can't get out. He's like, that was inconvenient. And Sokka goes, hi, everybody. Or no, Zuko goes, hi, everybody. Where's your avatar? Very angsty, chat. Very angsty. And then Sokka manages to unstick himself. Oh, no, right before that. So he looks at Katara, and he looks like he's gonna grab her, chat. He's like, oh my God, Zuko, you're gonna hurt this girl? But he doesn't grab Katara, he grabs Gran, and he holds her up and he says, the Avatar should look like this age, 100 years old, master of 4 elements. I know you're hiding him here. Bring me all your elderly. He doesn't say that, chat. It's from the movie. He throws Gran back. Meanwhile, fucking Sokka unsticks himself, chat, and he goes swing at Zuko again, has his club out, and fucking Zuko just bonks him. Just bonks him in the goddamn head. He flips over, he tumbles. Sokka throws his boomerang at Zuko, the classic boomerang weapon, chat. Throws it at Zuko. Zuko goes, whoa, okay, that almost got me. You almost got me there, all right? He goes, ugh. And then one of the little kids who Sokka was training is like, fucking kill him, Sokka, and he gives Sokka a spear, and Sokka just starts charging at him. He's like, just screaming. Zuko's like, and he starts systematically, as soon as it's about to make contact with Zuko's face, Zuko goes, bah, and he breaks the spear like multiple times, and he takes like the last part and just kind of like boop, 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 pokes Sokka in the head till he falls down. And Zuko's like, I am done with this shit. Unleashes a little firebending, chat. That scares all the folks. Also, Aang, earlier, he saw the Fire Nation ship coming, chat. He's hanging out with Appa about, I don't know, like a mile and a half away, just trying to clear his head about everything that's happening right now. He's still trying to process everything that Katara told him, chat. It's overwhelming for a 12-year-old. And he's like, yeah, Appa, I really liked her too. I hope we see her again. And then he sees the ship come. Then Aang comes back. He's like, okay, let's fucking go. Oh, also during this chat, when I think just before Aang shows up and Sokka gets poked in the head, the fucking boomerang comes back and it hits Zuko in the back of the head. So Sokka got one on him right there. Hits him, gets like a little dazed. He's like, okay, and then he's pissed. Then he unleashes the firebending, and then Aang shows up. And then him and Aang get a little bit of a sparring match. Aang's taking out some of the firebending guys. Zuko's holding his own. Some of the firebending guys, they launch in flames, almost hit some of the people, and Aang's like, okay, let's stop. Listen. I'll come with you if you promise to leave. If you leave these people alone, I'll come with you, okay? If no harm will come to them, I'll go with you. And Zuko goes, all right, fine. And he does that. Zuko's like, okay, man of honor, chat, man of honor. And so they in the little handcuffs. They take him on board the ship. Katara's like, Aang, don't go, don't. He's like, don't worry, Katara, I'll be back. Zuko's like, the fuck you will. They take on board the ship, and the ship leaves, chat. And then Zuko's like, I am so excited about this. Let's head back to the Fire Nation. I'm gonna get my honor back, baby. Put him in the hold. And so Aang, he's escorted by these 2 Fire Nation guards. Aang's like talking to him, just messing with him, chat. Very Spider-Man-esque. He's like, I bet you guys never fought an Airbender before. It's like, shut up, Baldy. And then Aang just starts doing his airbending, chat. Fucking bashes one guy, like definitely broke every rib in his body when he hits the goddamn door. Other guy, he blasts back into him, like he probably paralyzed him, whether back or neck. He's dead, and he pops right out of there. He's like, okay, I gotta get my glider, because Zuko has the glider, chat, because Zuko's like, this will make a fine gift for my father. Take it to my my quarters, Uncle. Uncle's like, the fuck I will. Have the help take it. Help, take that. Take it to his quarters, and that's what happens, chat. And so Aang, he goes, he gets his glider, he gets out of his little handcuffs. He gets up there, chat, and he's like, oh, there's Zuko's quarters. He grabs the staff, chat, but the fucking door shuts behind him. Who does he see? Zuko is like, I knew you'd escape. And then they start wrestling, chat, but Zuko is clearly outmatched. And Aang kicks his ass, especially in this little, like, where they are. And so bad where he, like, uses a fucking mattress to beat the shit out of Zuko, his bed. He uses Zuko's bed to beat the shit out of him. He hits him once against the wall, and then when he falls over, then hits him up into the ceiling. It's a pretty cool thing. And Zuko's like, I am severely concussed. I need to lay down. And then Aang gets the hell out of there. He's blasting off, Chad. He gets up to like the helmsman area, the top of the ship. And he's like, whoo, okay, let's air glide. And he's right to start the air glide, Chad. But who's behind him? Fucking Zuko. He's not nearly as concussed as we thought he was. He grabs onto Aang. He's like, come here, you little shit. And he brings him down to the ship. They tussle. They start wrestling again. Him and Zuko square off. Zuko gets a few good licks in on Aang, chat. Hits him with all that firebending, and Aang is knocked off the ship. The glider knocked away, and he falls into the water, chat. Also during this time, Katara and Sokka, they're like, okay, let's go save Aang. Sokka's like, I was wrong. Let's go save him. He came back and helped us. I'm sorry for being a dick all the time. Katara's like, let's go. We have the canoe. But, I don't know if this is going to work. Gram comes in. She's like, listen, you've given me hope, Katara. Through Aang's given you hope, and you've given me hope. I believe your destinies are now tied with Aang at this point. So you're going to need all these supplies. They take the supplies. Thanks, Gran, hug, all that stuff. And Katara's like, I don't think we're going to get far in a canoe. And then, chat, we hear fucking Appa up in the distance. He's waddling on over. And they're like, Appa, let's go save Aang. And so they go paddle off of Appa. But the thing is, Katara is trying to say, well, he can fly, right? And Sokka's like, I don't know. He starts to levitate, elevate, fly. And he's like, what's the thing that the kid was saying before? Is it, Yahoo, woohoo, yip, and that was fucking Appa's safe word or something, chat. And he fucking flies up in the air. Sokka's freaking out. He's all about it. Katara's like, told you my boyfriend could, this thing worked. And they're going after Aang, chat. Meanwhile, they come right the ship, right when Aang is knocked into the water, chat. And Katara's like, no! And he's in there. And Aang, he's just drowning at this point, Chad. He got concussed. He's in the water. But then all of a sudden, something happens. His eyes start glowing. His tattoos start glowing. And he bursts out of the water, Chad. And now he's waterbending. How is he waterbending? He's an airbender, Chad. Oh, nah. He is the Avatar. He's the Avatar. It's proof. And then He uses his avatar abilities. He knocks all the goddamn Fire Nation soldiers off the ship. He knocks Zuko off the side, and then he collapses, Chad. He's exhausted. Katara and Sokka, they go down there. And they're like, okay, Katara, she lifts him up, she carry him to the to Appa. Sokka, get his staff. And Sokka has to get the staff, but then you're come upon by additional Fire Nation soldiers at this point, chat. And Katara's like, okay, I got this. And she fucking uses her water bending, except it goes backwards and hits Sokka and freezes him instead. And he's like, Katara, my feet are frozen. And she's like, sorry. And so she does it in reverse, chat, and then she freezes them. Sokka, he manages to get his feet unstuck. He goes over to grab the staff, chat, but then who's on the other end? Prince Zuko. And again, this is some great comeuppance because Sokka just goes boop, 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 much in the same way that Zuko went boop, 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 the Sokka of the spear, and Zuko goes, ah, and he almost falls in the water, but he manages to grab hold, chat. Manages to grab hold of that chain. So, the gang, they get in the Appa, they're flying off. I was like, what the fuck's been happening? I've been asleep for the past 2 hours. And then Zuko's like, Uncle, we gotta bring him down. And then Uncle Iroh and Zuko, they unleash a big old firebomb. Aang's come to. He uses his staff, chat. You little airbend. Blasts the fireball to the side, chat. Hits the side of an iceberg. And all that ice and snow comes down on Zuko's ship. Zuko's like, ah! Justifiably so. But then they go ahead and fly off. Zuko's like, okay. Guys, I might have fucked up. I might have underestimated the Avatar. And Uncle Iroh was like, I wouldn't worry about it. He's just, the Avatar, he's just this little kid. He's like, Iroh, a little kid just did this. He just beat 2 firebenders, an entire, platoon of Fire Nation soldiers, and grounded our ship into the ice. This is going to be a big problem, Iroh, but I will not underestimate him next time we meet. Or the dozens of times we'll be fighting for the rest of the series. And then, chat, we cut back to Aang. And Katara and Sokka are like, why didn't you tell us you were the Avatar? And Aang's like, I was just scared. I was scared. I never wanted to be. All I wanted to do was penguin sledding. Katara, she understands, and Sokka understands. And Aang's like, I'll take you back to your village. And they're like, no, we want to come with you. I need to find a waterbending teacher, and you need to learn those 4 elements, right? And he goes, yeah, I do. And that's the start of the game, chat. And then they fly off into the sunset. And that, chat, is the first 2 episodes of Avatar: The Last Airbender, The Boy in the Iceberg, and The Avatar Returns. Hope you enjoyed it. Oh my God, it's perfect. The Super Saiyan emote is perfect for Zuko. My rendition of those opening chapters. I love the series, chat. Can't wait to continue reviewing it on the stream. And just to let you guys know what's upcoming, some of my other future anime reviews. Batman Episode 2, chat, tomorrow. Batman the Animated Series. That'll be a lot of fun. For Honor. What'd you think, Cartoon Caleb? Do you like my rendition? I'm actually kind of curious to see what you have to say. This is like the episode of Parks and Rec where Andy reenacts his favorite movie, and I love it. Nice! I love that. Thank you. Can we talk about how Zuko thought he could stand a chance against a 100-year-old old master in the forest? But that's the thing. Zuko is arrogant at this point. He's arrogant. He's hot-headed. Don't mind the pun. And he has not calmed himself. He's so much bitterness and rage in him. And I understand why, justifiably so. But that's why he's not thinking about that. He's not thinking ahead.